So in this class, we are going to learn about the two concepts. One is the module and packages, and next thing is the exceptional handling. So first, we'll talk about the modules and packages, and then we'll go with the exceptional handling. So first, we'll understand what is the module concept and why we are going to use this particular concept. So here, module is nothing but it's a Python file. Okay, and whenever you who are working any particular application development work or any type of project related to the development or any type of different projects. So there in a project you will be having number of Python files will be there. And just assume there will be some 10 developers are there, 5 developers are there. Sometime whatever the file you have created that is going to be accessed by the some other developer. If some other developers have developed some files and you are going to use that particular files. So here the simple concept is module is nothing but it is a simple Python file. And if you want to access the file, okay, we'll see how to access and how many methods are there to access that particular file. And same thing, how to create the files, okay, your own Python files also. And one more thing, packages. So package is nothing but it's a one type of folder where number of modules is going to be added. So combination of modules become one package. So here we have two types of modules are there. One is the ready-made modules, that is nothing but built-in modules. Built-in modules or ready-made module means which Python files that is already created by some other developers. That is called built-in modules or ready-made modules. Or we can say libraries also. Python libraries, Python modules, or Python built-in modules or Python ready-made files. All are same names. And second is the user defined modules, means user is creating their own particular Python files. So we'll see both the things, how we can access that particular files if it is already created, and how we can create own file, and then how you can access that particular files also. Okay, so let me write some points here. So first, what is the module here? Okay, the first point, it's a Python file that is also called library or module. So what is package? Package is a bundle of modules or combination of multiple modules or Python library is called package. So there are two types of modules are there, types of modules. The first one is built-in modules, which is also called ready-made modules or library. Second one is called user-defined module or library. So now if you created or already if it is already available, how to access these files? So there are multiple methods are there to access that particular file. The first method, just you have to mention import and then you have to mention the module name. Okay, so it will be accessible, and whatever the functionalities or any variable or any class is stored, then you can access it. Example, how to access, just you have to write module dot that identifier name. That identifier may be anything, it may be a variable, it may be a function or class. So note, if module needs to install, okay, then open the command prompt and okay, so it should be administrator mode only. Then type pip install and module name. Okay, so in this way you have to install it, then you can able to access. So if some modules are there which is already installed when you install the Python, but there will be some modules are there that will be not installed by defaultly when you install the Python software. So on that time, what you have to do, you have to install that particular modules using the pip command. Second way to access this. Second way is reference name. So the first thing is okay, direct module name. Okay, so second one is, just assume there is a big name is there and I don't want to give the big name every time. I want a shortcut name. So what I'll do here, I'll use the import and then he'll write the module name and then I'll write as reference variable name, like normally in the loop we use for I in variable name like this. So I become the reference variable name. Then how to access this? You have to mention reference variable name dot whatever the identifier you want to access. In this way you have to access. Third one. So just assume I don't want to mention direct module name every time. I don't want to mention the reference variable every time. I want to access directly the identifier. It may be variable or function directly. So here direct accessing the identifiers. So here third, just you have to use from module name. Okay, from module name import identifiers. Okay, just as if identifier 1, comma identifier 2, like this. Using the comma you can import all the identifiers. Fourth, and directly if you want to access, just mention the identifier name, directly you can access this. Fourth one, just assume that module is saved in the one package. So what you have to do, how to import, okay, accessing package modules. So how to import? You have to, first you have to mention from, then you have to mention package name dot module name, and then here I'm going to use the import the identifiers, and then directly I'm going to access the identifier. Okay, so now first we'll take an example of some built-in module. So here there is a basic module is there, that is a math module in Python. So now you can see this is the official documentation.python.org, library name math. If you click on this particular library, okay, you can see here there this is the library name mathematical function. So you can see the documentation. This module provides access the mathematical functions defined by the C standard. C standard means which is already well, like in C language, whatever you have learned, the same function will be available. You can see here ceil function, copy sign, factorial, floor, okay, and GCD of the given number, okay, is square root function, LCM. Okay, you can see there are different functions are available. Okay, so function is nothing but it's a type of identifier. Now I want to access this particular functionalities. So how to access this? Okay, so first to go with the first method, accessing through the module name. So you have to write import module, and sorry, I have to mention the module name, that is the math module. Okay, and then using this math dot whatever you want to access. For example, I want to access factorial of the given number. Just spelling factorial. Okay, just assume factorial of the 4 number I want to access. So you can see here we can able to access. Just I assume I want to access of GCD of the 2 number. Just assume 3 comma 4 or 3 comma 6 something. Okay, like this. Second method. Okay, accessing through the reference variable. So here I have tried import math as a something I want to use the m variable name. And after that, I'll write m dot factorial of something 5, m dot square root of something 4. Okay, like this I can able to access. Third, I don't want to mention the module name. I don't want to mention the reference variable name. I want to access directly. So here, first of all, you have to mention from module name, that is the math module, import. Now, just assume I'm mentioning here factorial only. Okay, and here I can access factorial, and here I'm mentioning, just assume factorial of 3, I'm getting the answer. Now if I print square root of something 3, I'm not getting the answer. It's showing like square root is not defined because I have imported only one identifier. Now I want to access one more identifier. I'll add the square root here. Okay, and now I can access the square root of something 5 also, square root of 6 also, like this. But just assume I don't know all the names, but it is just assume there are 10 identifiers I want to use. So it is very difficult and it will take time consuming to note down all the names. So on that time, what I will do, I'll write from import. Sorry, here I have to mention the math import, and here I'll mention the star. Now I can see here, I have not added earlier GCD. Now I'm going to add the GCD of some two numbers, something like 6 comma 9. Okay, and let's add one more function, something seal. Okay, so seal, what it will return the seal of x, the smallest integer, greater than or equal to x. If x is not a floating number, delegates to x, we should return an integral value. Okay, so now if I write ceil, okay, so if I write ceil, and if I am mentioning something 11 point something 23, so now it will give me the round figure value of that particular, so it will remove this floating point. Okay, so now you can see I have not imported the seal also. Okay, now you can see floor. If I write the same thing, floor of 11.23, again it will print the rounded value but the lesser value. Seal will print the round, it will make it the round figure and highest value, and floor will give you the lowest value. But you can see here seal floor, did we install this? No, we have not import or install this particular identifiers. So here if you mention the star, it will import all the identifiers. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Now, so this is the built-in functions we are accessing, built-in modules we are accessing. Now I want to create my own modules and I want to access those files. Okay, so now let's take an example here. Okay, so here I'm opening the one notepad, and here I want to create multiple files. So here let me write, just assume this is the first file, and here I'm giving something variable 1, and or something like I'll give some names. Let me write Virat, and here I'll write, hi, I am the, okay, present best batsman. Okay, now let me save this file. Okay, so where is our folder? It's July. Okay, so 8 p.m. Okay, so in Python I have to store this file. Let me give this name as a file1.py. So file must be stored in the .py format only. Okay, if you directly give the name, what will happen? It will become the text document. Okay, so make sure whenever you're storing the file, it must be in the .py format only. Okay, now let me save this. So one file is saved. I want to create one more file, and here I'll write something Sachin. I'll write hi, I'm the all-time best batsman known as a god of cricket. Okay, now let me store this file with the variable name of file2.py. Now let me create one more file, and here I'm going to add one function. Just let me add name. Okay, so add, and here I'll write a comma b something, and here I want to return something a plus b. Okay, and now let me store this file with the name of file3.py. Okay, I'll create one more file. There's the fourth option. So this file I'm going to save in the one package. So here I'll write two functions. Let me give this name as a square of any number, and I'm going to return a into a. And I'll add one more function, def cube, and here I'll write something a, and here I want to return a into it. Let me add one variable also. I'll write Dhoni, and here write hi, I am all time best captain. Okay. So now let me save this file, and I'm going to create one folder. So this will be a package for me. Okay, so I'll give this name as a info. Okay, and now in this info I'm going to store this file name as a file4.py. So you can give any name. It is not mandatory like I have to give file1.py, file2. You can give any name. Okay, so now let me close these files. Okay, uh, so here I want to import this particular all the files. So first method, let's go with the user define modules. Okay, so I'm going to use the first one. First of all, I have to use import, and then I have to mention the module name. What is the module name? File1. Now once I run, there is no error. It means it is imported, and if I want to access, I can access file1.virat. So now you can see it is printed successfully. Now let's go with the second one. I'm going to access using a reference variable name, import file2 as a f2. Okay, and I'm going to access f2 dot Sachin. Okay, and third one, that is the directly I'm going to access the identifier. So I'll write from file3 import. Here I have stored only add function. Let me write add 4 comma 5, and now it is printing perfectly. Let's go with the fourth one, that is going to the package. So from package name, that is info, file name is file4, and what I want to import, I want to import Dhoni, I want to import square, I want to import cube. Okay, I will mention the star also. Okay, and now if I want to print Dhoni, you can see it is printing. If I write square of the given number, it is printing, and if I write cube of the given number, it is printing. Is it clear, guys? Okay. Next concept is exceptional handling. This is also very important concept, because modules also we use regularly in our real time. Okay, because sometimes you have to create the files, and some developer going to be access, and some other developers created the file you are going to access, and like you have to research some libraries, and you have to access that particular library. So this is a regular work, and same thing we have a regular work called exceptional handling also. So why we are going to use this particular concept? Just assume you created one code. Okay, you have built one logic, and there is a not 0.01%, okay, mistake is there in that particular code is 100% correct. Okay, you have checked everything is perfect. Now once you deployed it in the real time, what is happening, user is entering some particular input. Okay, it may be any application, and they are entering some input, and what is happening here, they are not able to do that particular process, and they are getting some particular unknown errors. Okay, and user don't know why they are getting the error. Okay, maybe user already know they are doing some maybe some extraordinary persons will be there, they'll add some dummy details. Okay, on that time maybe you face issues. So the concept is you have written perfectly code, but during the runtime user is entering some wrong things and you are facing some issue. Let's take in one more scenario. Okay, here, okay, just assume there is one databases are there, and there are some database engineers are there, those who are working in the databases, and that particular database admin have given some restrictions, like at a time 4 developer can able to access and do that particular work. So now what is happening here, there are some technical issues happened. The 4 developers are logged in and they cannot able to do that particular work, so they just they have not logged out, and they are doing some other work. Okay, so they left to that particular work on that middle and they're doing some other work. Now after some time one more developer is going to try to access, but that particular developer is not able to access that particular database. Why? Now no one is using that database, right? So the developer should able to access, but thing is like they have not logged out, still the connection is on, so the connection should be logged out, then only you can able to access. Or let's take in one more scenario. Sometimes you want to forcefully logged out something. Just take an example here. Maybe you're opening any bank applications or any type of mobile app also. You're going to log in, and when you came out and just using some, like you got one WhatsApp message, you have received one message and just you're doing some chat, and again you are going to open the tab. Again it is asking to doing the some fingerprint, or else you have to log in, you have to enter your pin something, but you have not logged out, right? Again it is asking it. So sometimes you have to forcefully doing some particular action. So on that time of scenario you're going to use the exceptional handling. So here we are going to use 3 blocks. The first block is named try, the second block is except, and the third block is called finally. How are you going to use this? Whatever the code you want to execute, that is going to be written in the try block. Just assume if this particular try block is not working, okay, then the program flow go to the accept block, and whatever the user is entering some wrong inputs, accordingly what you want to generate, that is going to be executed in the accept block. But just assume you want to execute some functionality if try is working or accept are working. For example, let's like I have logged in some application. If I am log out manually, or if I'm just jump to some other application, the thing is like if you're logging, if you just manually log out or else you jump to some other application, whenever you out of from that particular application, it should be logged out. Then that particular code I'm going to write in the finally, either try is working or accept is working. I want to execute something that going to be written in the finally. Is it clear, guys? Let's do an example. Yeah, let's do an example here. So here I want to perform one particular basic calculation. Let's take any number n1 equals to something integer input. Okay, and here I'm writing something enter n1. Okay, and here I'm writing n2 equals to integer, and here I'm going to write input enter n2. Okay, and now there is a result equals to n1 divided by n2. Okay, and here I want to print uh, n1 n1 is this, and print n2 is this. Okay, and next I want to print n1 divided by n2 is the result. Okay, so let me just add one line just for understanding purpose. Okay, now let me copy this code and let me run this. Now you can see I'm entering some number. Everything is working perfectly, right? And one is this and two is it, and we are getting this particular result. Now just assume first number I have entered any number only, and second number I'm writing some ABCD. Can I do any calculations? Simple, no. I'm getting the error, right? Now in the first only I'm entering the ABCD. Again I'm get the error because I cannot do the calculations. Just assume one more. First number I enter the number, second I'm entering the zero. Again you cannot able to do the operation. So here is there an issue with the code? No, there is no issue with the code. The code is perfect, right? But where is the issue? Runtime there is the issue. User is entering is doing some problem here, right? So here on that time what we do, whatever the code you want to execute, that is going to be written in the which block? Try block. Okay. And now if any error happened, if user is doing something wrong here, okay, or something, maybe anything, something is you're not expecting something, okay, but that thing is happening, okay. So what you have to do, you have to write something and just assume error occurred, please check your input or try again once again. Okay, I want to write like this. Now let me run this. Let me copy and run this. Okay, let me check entering the correct number 6 5 something. Perfect. Okay, we are getting the output. Now let me enter the wrong ABCD. You can see error occurred, please check your. Okay, we are getting that message. Let me enter first number, second ABCD, getting the same message. Let me try first numbers, next is 0, same message we are getting. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now just assume there will multiple errors are there and users must know like what mistake I'm doing. Okay, for example, you are entering the wrong email ID, you are entering the wrong password. Yes, user should know, right? If my email ID is wrong, if my password is wrong, where I am wrong actually. So on that time you have to mention, okay, for each and every particular error you want to print a separate message. So then you have to pass multiple except block. How can pass the multiple except block? Okay, let me copy this code and just, okay, you have to find out the what possible errors are there. So here you can see it's going to be shared by your team leader or maybe your testing team. Okay, and sometimes you have to find out. Let me pass this error name as a zero division error. So let me give this error number something 420 something. Okay, and here I want to pass a message something like don't enter zero in the denominator. Okay, let's pass one more thing for ABCD. Okay, you can see when we enter ABCD what type of error we got. So that is the value there. Copy this error name, okay, and paste it here. Okay, and just assume here I want to add error name something like 143. Okay, and here I want to pass don't enter ABCD or something like alphabets, enter only numbers. Okay, now here, okay, let me copy this code and now I want to print this. Let me just check it, entering the numbers, perfectly working. Okay, now let me enter the same thing. I'm entering ABCD, same thing. Don't enter the alphabets, enter only numbers. Okay, and now let me enter 0 in the denominator. Now it is getting me don't enter 0 in the denominator. So separate message for the separate error we are getting. Okay, now, okay, now what about the finally? So now you can see now in the last I'm going to add the finally. Okay, so here I want to visit some thank you for visiting the app, keep keep exploring. Okay, happy day. Okay, I want to pass this message. If they are completing the work, if they are entering the some error is coming, okay, I want to pass this particular message. Now let me check once again if I'm entering something. Okay, you can see here we got this answer also. Okay, and 1 divided by n2, and here we are getting that message also. Okay, let me print some normal values. 8 divided by 4, now you can see simple 2.0, we are getting the message. Now let me error some error message abcd. Now you can see thank you for visiting, and same, let me enter the 0 as a denominator. Same, the finally message is going to be print. Got it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now coming to the task. Okay, open the file, dictionary function. Okay, okay, so here, okay, the first task, okay, write a program to check the given string contains any vowel or not using any function. Okay, so you have to find out what is any function and how you can use this particular any function. Okay, and write a program to check the given string contains any vowel not using the loop. This I have given. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so with any function and without any function you have to do this. So 47, 48, just you have to enter the string and check uh, that particular string contains any vowel or not. Okay, next, write a program to develop a 4-digit OTP using the random modules. Okay, just go through what is the random module, how you can use the random modules, what are the functions are there, and how you can execute this particular random fun and the end. When you write some logic in the output, I want every time when you run the program, I want 4 different integer. That's nothing but the OTP, right? Once, like in every application, like whenever you are signing, then you will get the one OTP. So every time you will get the different OTP, not the same OTP, right? And in the next, you can see write a program develop 6-digit OTP, 4 integer, 2 character. So in some apps, you will get the 6-digit combination of character and integer both. Okay, that is the task. Same thing using the random module only. Next, write a program to develop a code which is converting a given string to speech. And now most of the application, if you just type the text and click on the download button, you will get the MP3 file. Okay, now mostly like uh, in some lady voice. Okay, there you are sending the birthday wishes. Like I don't know, you are aware about it, like happy birthday something name. Okay, so just find out, like you will find number of libraries. According to that, just build a code using this particular library. Okay, so when you write something like text, enter any string, just if you mention happy birthday your name, then automatically it will download one mp3 file, and just you open that file, it will play happy birthday with that particular name. Got it, guys? Okay, so that's it for